Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is August 13th, 2022. It's 4:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. And this is my coping with schizophrenia blog entry for today. Um, Today I'm doing okay. My paranoid symptoms are not that bad today. My auditory hallucinations are not that bad today. My depression and anxiety are not that bad today. Um, I saw my psychiatrist yesterday. He did make one change to my medication. This is the second time I saw this particular doctor, this psychiatrist, because I recently got a new psychiatrist, and yesterday was my second visit with him. He increased my Zyprexa um, for the paranoia, auditory hallucinations, and anxiety. We discussed possibly increasing my Klonopin, and he said he wasn't against doing that, but we decided not to do that right now. Um, I went to the psychiatric emergency room earlier this week. Um, my paranoia, my auditory hallucinations were pretty bad, and I was having physical problems. I was very sick physically, vomiting, sweating, diarrhea. So I went to the hospital to get checked out medically as well as psychologically. I went to the emergency room in an ambulance. They sent the police first because they always do that on the health calls. At least that's what they do here in Rochester, New York. The police asked me some questions. Um, we went downstairs. I'm on the fourth floor of the apartment building. We waited for the ambulance. Took about 10-15 minutes for the ambulance to show up. I was taken to the emergency room. They ran some blood tests on me and gave me IV fluids just in case I was dehydrated. They gave me some Zofran for the vomiting. And after they cleared me medically, I went upstairs to the psychiatric emergency room, and I was there pretty much all night till the next morning when the psychiatrist there, who knew me from before, evaluated me and said I could go home because I was cleared medically, and they didn't believe that I was a danger to myself or other people, which I'm not. So they sent me home. I believe it was Tuesday morning. Um, and then I saw my psychiatrist yesterday. I have another psychiatrist appointment. I believe it's on September 23rd. I have a psychotherapist appointment this week on Wednesday, or next week, Wednesday. And I have an appointment with my peer support specialist on Friday of next week. So I'm doing okay. I wish they would have increased the Klonopin, and that's still not out of the question. It's just that for now we've increased the Zyprexa from 15 milligrams a day to 20 milligrams a day, 10 in the morning, 10 in the evening as a standard dose, instead of as needed dose. It was very hot when I went to the hospital. And I was sweating a lot, and it was hard to tell if I was sweating because it was hot out or because if I had a fever. I think it turns out that I did not have a fever despite the vomiting and the diarrhea. They did do a COVID-19 test that came back negative, so my symptoms were definitely not being caused by COVID, at least according to the test they gave me. I didn't have COVID. But the whole experience was unpleasant, both before and during the hospital visit. It's never fun to go to the psychiatric emergency room, or even the regular emergency room for that matter. But I am more stable, and I think it was the right decision to go to the emergency room. For some reason, they sent 4 police officers, like I was robbing a bank. But whenever you call the psychiatric emergency, they always send the police first. They also did send a social worker and a counselor from the mobile crisis team. They asked me some questions, and I answered them, and then the ambulance showed up and we went to the hospital. I'm doing better today, and we'll see how the increase in my Zyprexa does. I already started taking it in the higher dosage. I took 10 milligrams this morning instead of the usual 5, and I'll take another 10 milligrams later this evening. And the psychiatrist left the rest of my medications unchanged for now, so we'll see what happens. Like, comment, share, subscribe.